Hello, my beautiful Libras. Thank you for allowing me this quick break. I just wanted to welcome you all back. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for staying with me. I know that I haven't posted very much. I've been out of pocket for, I would probably say, the past three weeks. I haven't written for you guys. So I just wanted to say welcome back and thank you for joining me. You know, as I always say, my readings may or may not resonate with you. If they resonate with you, great. If they don't, it just wasn't for you. But I understand that there are some perspectives that need to be changing here. You know me, I'm always trying to give you a little bit of truth. So I have been talking about really changing our perception of how we perceive life and how we perceive the universe and how we perceive ourselves, really, at the end of the day. Just to, you know, bring you some clarity. Now, with what I'm going to say may or may not resonate with you, but I want you to sit with it for a little while because I'm going to be talking about it quite a bit, both here and on Transformation Time with Lily's Facebook group. And it really has a lot to do with the way that we perceive things, how we're perceiving things. I want you to take a look at, you know, who we are. We are energy. We are spirit. Very at the core of us. When we take off our flesh, we are spirit. And if we are spirit and we're connected to this universe and the universe is always conspiring with us, then it is true. There's some truths that you have to come to terms with, and that is that the only thing that you really have control over is yourself and the way that you feel. I say that all the time, okay? But here's the big leap that I'm going to ask everyone, you know, collectively to begin to start making in their own lives. Okay, so I'm going to put it from my perspective, my perception, my perspective, my perception, same thing, right? So my perception is I'm the only person in this universe, okay? If I'm the only person in this universe and the universe is conspiring with me to make everything that I want my life to be, what my life path is supposed to be like, with me, if the universe is conspiring with me, then really I accept what is coming towards me, what I'm creating, okay? What's happening to me is not outside of me. It is inside of me. I'm just manifesting it into my real world, okay? So let me just give you this idea, okay? I'm one with the universe. The universe is one with me. It is always conspiring to bring me what I want. I created this forum for like-minded people to join and get truth and understanding and begin to shift the collective change. That's, you know, how I perceive things. That's how I wanted to move forward with this page, and that's why I started it several years ago. Not years ago, several months ago. I think it was back in, I want to say May, I started this page. So if I take responsibility for everything that I've created that is happening to me in my world, then I also want to understand that if things are not going the way that I have planned, that I have the ability to shift that. The very first shift that takes place when you start thinking from that perspective is, okay, so if it's all my fault, if I'm the one that created this all, then how do I change it? How do I begin to really be able to bring in what I really want? The very first thing is taking responsibility, not feeling bad, not feeling shame, not feeling, you know, whatever, you know, not to dwell on those feelings because you don't know what you don't know, but to begin to act in a way that you know that the universe is always orchestrating what is for your highest good, what it is that you want the most, the desires that you have the most. And if that's the case, then I have to really pay attention to what it is that I'm thinking about and what it is that I'm feeling about, because what I'm thinking about is always going to manifest in my feelings, and that's the frequency that I'm sending out. So if I'm sending out a frequency of being in fear, of I don't have enough clients, of I don't have enough friends, I don't have enough of anything, then that's all I'm going to attract into my world. Okay, I have to take responsibility for that. Okay, and if that's been your world, or sounds like your world for some time, then you can begin to change that just by shifting. The universe is orchestrating and is going by what you're the signal. You're sending out that signal. You're the magnet. So how do we begin to shift that worry and that fear mentality to an open and allowing mentality? The very first thing I tell everyone is to very simply begin to be grateful. Begin to be grateful. That is the fastest way to shift your vibration from where you are to where you want to be. And when those thoughts come into your mind of, I don't have enough, I don't do enough, I can't make enough, I can't have enough, when those thoughts come into your mind, be grateful that you recognize them, because they're here to teach you something about your vibration, about how you're vibrating and what you're attracting. And it gives you the opportunity to now release it, because now you're grateful. You don't want that feeling, so you're grateful that you recognize that feeling, and now you're able to emanate the feeling that you do want. And the feeling that you do want, what you will attract is through gratitude. Whew. All right. I've gone from Aries to, oh wow, you're showing up as the Queen of Swords, my beautiful Libras. I've gone through Aries all the way here to Libra on the same vibe, because this is really big, guys. We can't continue to live our lives based on the fact that everything is happening to us. We have responsibilities for being here. We have a responsibility for being here, and we have to really turn inward to find what that true purpose is, whatever it is, whatever's happening to your world, in your world. But whatever's happening to you is really there to show you something. Oh wow, here you go in your highest vibration, Libra, as the Justice card. Fair and balanced, impartial. She's not blind. She's not blindfolded, as you can see. And she's holding that sword pretty swift, very similar to the Queen of Swords. This is you guys. The Queen of Swords is Libra and Virgo. So you might have some of that in your chart. But the reason that the Queen of Swords here, she's really swift. The Queen of Swords is very fair, very balanced, very loving, very diplomatic, like she listens to people. But when she finds that there is nothing else that she wants a nonsense cut out, she cuts it out. She uses that sword and cuts it out, severs it. Just, and that is mental energy. She's the air signs, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini, air signs, swords, mental energy. And, it looks to me like you are in your highest vibration. You do have some really great stuff coming through for you. You have the Ace of Cups, emotional fulfillment. And really with the Six of Wands there is showing that, you have definitely overcome something. Like you have been going through something, which I know you Libras have been going through something, as have I, as a Libra, but you're moving through it with confidence. And you're really, you moved through your challenge successfully. That's the best way I could put it. You moved through it successfully with the Six of Wands and the Ace of Cups, and you're really being given this emotion, this cup of emotion. And a lot of it had to do is that you were overwhelmed, or maybe you have been feeling overwhelmed, but you're like, I'm not giving up. This is the wounded warrior. This is the Nine of Wands. You're not giving up, and the reason you were given that extra breath of fresh air with the Judgment card. The Judgment card says, "Let the old die and let the new resurrect itself." And you're going on a journey. You're going on a journey. So, Libras, you have made, some decisions that are really leading you. This is a passion. This is this guy is looking at his wand. That's a passionate new beginning that you have, that the universe has orchestrated for you after a period of feeling really overwhelmed, but still willing to fight, still willing to move forward, which is really beautiful energy. Now, here we go with the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is, kind of communication that may not be at your highest. So you may not be, either giving information or receiving, or communicating in a way that is in your highest. But the cool thing is that it is justified, like what it is. You have justice and judgment here. At the bottom of the deck, you have the justice card and you have judgment. That means there's a cycle that has ended in your life and there's a new cycle beginning. Just make sure that you go with it with an open mind. Try to take with you the thought that you're the only person, try to come to a realization that you're the only person in this universe, and myself and everyone that is in your world is there constructed for your benefit. Okay, it's for your benefit. You've attracted circumstances and situations into your world by the way that you've been vibrating. So you've let go of the lower vibrations and you seem to be moving into higher vibrations, and it took some time. It took some time because this is a restrictive energy. So you have been restricted, with a hope of having fulfillment. And this is the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles is a very motherly figure. You have two queens here, yourself, and there's another motherly figure, it appears here, where she appears a lot for you. So it could be a transmutation of your own energy, where you're going from this very, the Queen of Swords, who's very fair, very balanced, but very, as a matter of fact. And then you have the Queen of Pentacles, which is loving and caring. She's like unconditional love. So you may be transmuting that energy and really putting away the fear, any kind of fear that you have had, and you're really moving forward. Now, you might feel, like you're like a little kid with a new experience. And that's really a great feeling. Just stay with the mentality, or stay with the thought that you truly are the only one in the universe, and what you're attracting into your world are experiences that you're wanting to have, and they're coming to you based on how you're vibrating, how you are, the signal, the frequency that you're sending out. So when you start to find yourself in worry, when you start to find yourself in fear, remember that the universe behind the scenes is orchestrating things for you. You've been able to move through this period pretty, that was a harsh period. The last time I read for you guys, it was a really harsh period. But it seems like you're transmuting through that energy, and you're coming through softer and more loving and more engaging after a period where you had to maybe, take a step back. People may not understand where you're coming from. They may not understand you. They may think that you're being silly, that you're being childish, but at the end of the day, the moves and the strides that you are making are truly for your highest good. And I can't really wait to see how this all unfolds. So yeah, the reason that, the Page of Swords is here is because you're really looking for stability. You need stability. This is stability and also celebration. That's what you want. And you're going to get it, because even though you may not be communicating it in a way that is understandable for everyone to understand, maybe, you have family members, maybe you have a mother figure or a father figure who is not very understanding of the moves that you're trying to make, but understand that really it is for your highest good. You have the Ace of Wands here, which is ignition. That is a new passionate beginning beginning in your life. Now the Moon is here, which shows me that there may be a little bit of fear because you're not 100% sure of what the path really looks like. It hasn't unfolded completely. But understand that as long as that you trust, you have that trust in knowing that you've gotten this far, the universe is going to see it through with you. You just have to continuously be very grateful for the experience that you have had. Some of you have had a dark night, what they call the dark night of the soul, where you kind of like were thrown into some kind of turmoil and had to really assess who you are, what it is that you really want, and going forward with a new perception or a new perspective of what your life really is, and that is that you're the only one in this universe, and that the universe is just conspiring to bring you information, to bring you love, to bring you everything that you desire. And you know, the people and the places and the situations that are here are really here just to help you continue to move forward. Then you'll understand that there's nothing to be afraid of, because the universe is always going to bring in situations based on how you're vibrating. So keep that vibration really high, my Libras. I love you. Until next week. Bye.